Morning, everybody. How we doing? Sam here, United People's TV, here with a show which you could have had effectively in 2023, in 2022, 2021, any year in the last 10 years. This conversation applies. Oh, Man United's players are unhappy with the manager. Oh, there's leaks coming from the dressing room. Oh, maybe the manager's the problem. Oh, piss off. I'm coming out swinging this morning because I cannot be bothered about this sort of crap every single season. Have you not learned? Have you not learned anything? I swear to God. Anyway, I'm coming out swinging this morning. I do not care. All right, Man United playing Newcastle tonight. We'll speak about the starting 11. Well, my prediction, probably completely wrong. And then we'll speak about the game, Ten Hag's comments before the game. And yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit of a vent, the first 15 minutes of this show, because yeah, it's like, here we go again, indeed. Who's here from the member gang? Let's have a look. Gren, good morning to you. Simon, good morning to you. Carl McNeil, Robert, John and Stu. Hey, look at that rhyme. Paula and Carl, good morning to both of you. Got Tom, you're there, and I can see you there as well. Anuj, we've got Josh, Saeed, T, you're there as well. Some of the OGs. Who's on Facebook? Let's have a quick look. Got Ivan Bubba. We've got Shidu Azam. We've got Chris Hall. Good morning to you. Donovan Leonard, John Moore, and Jay. Good morning to all of you. Now, I'm going to do this. Sleeves are going up for this one because I don't get it. I do not understand why there are any United fans who just gobble up all this stuff that comes out in the press. Man United doing well, never hear a peep. Man United lose a couple of games, the exact same story will come out. Here we go. Ooh. Manchester United's players, they don't like Ten Hag's approach now. The same Manchester United players who, 12 months ago, well, probably even less than that, were praising Ten Hag's hardline approach. Okay, right. That's an interesting one. Right, and we go over here. What's being said? Martin Samuel on the hoof approaches all on Ten Hag. Not Man United's players point towards the manager. The manager's a problem. And I've got to say, Goldbridge has made his bed. He is part of this now. He's hearing from within the club that it's broken. People in admin and fitness are fed up. He's now part of it. Have you not learned anything from the last 10 years? Have you not? Do you want a little history lesson? Right. Sit back, ladies and gents. Here we go. Man United's players unhappy with the manager. Ooh, hello. Right. This is Louis van Gaal. So Man United went from Fergie to Moyes. I can understand if everyone was upset about that because I was. Let's not speak about Moyes. What should we get in? Let's get in somebody who's experienced, who's managed at the international level, who's just finished third at the World Cup. He can come in and he can help bring us forward. Nah, don't like it. Don't like his approach. I'll tell you what we need to do now. Right. After Louis van Gaal, what we should do is just, let's go and get, I don't know, like one of the best managers in the world. Somebody who's got a real, like, history of winning, a real track record of being an elite level manager. And, I'm not really sure I like his tactics either. No, I don't like that either. Right, okay, right. So we've done our experienced manager in Louis van Gaal. Okay, that didn't work. Right, okay, we've gone to like the guy who's got a great record, a history of winning, of also leaving clubs in a mess. Mourinho, that didn't work. Right, okay, right. What we need, why don't we go for someone like Solskjaer? You know, somebody who comes in, brings a real energy into the club. Somebody who knows what it means to be Manchester United. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's a good thing to do. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactically good enough. No, man, I think he's the problem too. No, I'll tell you what, right, okay. No, you know what, right, okay. Let's just get rid of Solskjaer as well, right? Because that's 3 or 4 managers that's the problems. All right, let's get rid of him as well. You know what? Let's just get. Well, I'll tell you what. To be honest, the players didn't really want Ralph Radnick in. But All of a sudden, Ralph Rangnick was, I tell you what, he was not the right manager. You know what I think about Ralph Rangnick. He should have been brought in as a consultant. He was sacked before he had the opportunity to do that. So that's Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Rangnick, and now Erik Ten Hag. Woo! What's the common denominator? I'll give you 5 seconds because there's 2 actually. Number 1, right, I'm not going to say this is just purely a player. This is more the media circling, and as soon as the opportunity is there, let's pull that story out that I've had in the draft. Pew! And here we go again. You know what? I came up with a really, really crap analogy this morning, but it's stuck in my head, so I'm going to tell you it. All right? Man United is a football club. If you're changing hairstyles between your current hairstyle and the hairstyle you want to get to, you're going to have a really crap stage of hair. And you've just got to swallow it. You just got to suck it up. People are going to be laughing at you. You'll be the butt of the jokes, be going, you know what? I know where I want to be, so I'm going to suck it up. At that point, every single time, Man United shave their head off and go, no, sod that. We're going back to where we were before. I'm too scared. I can't possibly see this through. And this is exactly what's happening again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Are you not tired of it? I'm so sick and tired. Look, I'll tell you what, a perfect example here. You know, when Solskjaer's coaches were in, there were people would have you believe that Kieran McKenna was an absolute disgrace, not fit to be anywhere near Manchester United, had zero acumen. What an absolute horrendous coach. Right. Okay, so that's the same Kieran McKenna that's got Ipswich promoted and currently is second behind Leicester in the Championship, which is a extremely difficult league. I'm pig sick of it. I'm pig sick of it. There you go. I feel a little bit better now. Let me go see what's going on in the comments. It's just that I know full well that Erik Ten Hag, as it stands, certainly it was the City game where I think the criticisms really sort of came to the surface. I think his pragmatic approach in the 3 wins, I thought it was kind of justified, but to do what he did in the second half against City, well, it was just he made so many mistakes there, and he certainly should be getting more out of this team. But if you really think that I'm going to be entertaining sort of conversations that, ooh, players aren't happy anymore, I just want to go in there and headbutt them all. Man. Oh, that's Kieran McKenna. That's the wrong thing. Look at that. Jeez. Gungshi and Danny. Gifting 5 members. And Tom as well, man. 15 of you say thank you very much. 1 mega gong. Is that a thing? It's a mega gong. I know that's going to hurt your ears. Sorry about that. I'm bored. I'm so bored. I do not care if anybody unsubscribes or runs away, and I do not care. I'm tired of it. Look, if you want to go and you want to go and you go over there, all right? You go somewhere else if you want to just be like feeding off these leaks. Although you have to get to him before he's doing a watch along for a City game because he might be a little bit busy. The gong releases the tension, that says Neil. I don't know about that. I think there's a couple of super chats up there. I missed them in my little rant. And yet more clickbait. Deflect, divide and conquer. Mate, there is nothing better for the media. We ruin childhoods. We ruin decades of people's lives, and it is built into them. And I'll be honest, I don't blame them. I do not blame them. I'd do the exact same if I wasn't a United fan. But you have to realize that it's anyone but United. And so many people, some United fans, are just so quick to sweep the feet away from their own manager, even though they know everything that's going on at the club, even though they've seen everything that they've seen over the last 10 years. Still, he reaches a point where you lose a couple of games. Yeah, we should probably sack the manager, shouldn't we? Yeah, that'll solve it. Get back. Didn't we kick out the Hendersons and the Lingards? Weren't they supposed to be the sources of the leak? They're very good at. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to give any more energy to speaking about them. Right. I'm going to see what you're saying in the comments here. Sam, you need a shot or something. Well, I could do with a few shots on goal. A few goals from United this evening because, that's the thing about football. As soon as you put a few wins together, everything just sort of like disappears back beneath the surface again. You lose a few games and it's just the gaping wounds are reopened. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. Which manager can take the job after Ten Hag? Yeah, somebody. Okay, good. You can have that conversation if you want. I'm not entertaining anything to do with that. I don't really think there's too many United fans. Am I wrong? Okay. Are there any United fans that genuinely think, let's sack Ten Hag? Yeah, go on in. Yeah, that'll fix the problems. I don't know. I would like to think that some United fans are smarter than they are. Because they just absorb it as soon as it's out there. Oh yeah, Ten Hag's lost the dressing room. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, Ten Hag's yeah. So he's got the problem. A mistake that I think I've made with Ten Hag this whole time, which I will have to admit here. I think I have been looking at Ten Hag's philosophy through the wrong lens. And I need to do research into this because I thought I'd done my research, but I don't think I did enough. Because I always had Ten Hag. Look, there's two different Ajax systems. You're looking at his first team in 2018-19 and his second team in 2020-21. They were two different Ajax teams. One with a far more direct style when they had Sebastian Haller as the number 9, and one that was far more like the Ajax way that you might be thinking of, like the Cruyffian style in 2018-19. But maybe, and this is the thing, that maybe Ten Hag has always been about the style that suits the players rather than his own style. Because I was expecting, it's what I did my video on early this week, and I was expecting Ten Hag to come in and sort of imprint his way on our club rather than adapting his way to according to what players he has available to him, which, when you think about it, is a logical and quite, some might say it's a good thing, some might say it's a bad thing. What Ten Hag has to do here, right, and this is completely on him, he's got to figure out a way to get more out of what he currently has. The problem for Ten Hag is that building out from the back is it's so important. It's so important to Ten Hag's style. It is probably the fundamental cornerstone of it. The building out from the back, because then you drag the opposition forward, you create spaces in attack, and then the high press it's not ever supposed to be the first way that you create attacks. It's supposed to be supplementary. When you're building up from the back doesn't work and you lose it, then you press high. As it stands, the only way United are creating chances are if we win the ball high up the pitch or if we counter attack. Now that is up to Erik Ten Hag to fix that. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not going to sit here and even slightly pretend that Ten Hag is exempt from criticism. All right? I'm not naive. I can see the problems. And some of the problems now are self-created by Ten Hag's choices. And I remember a podcast last season. I was like, genuinely, I said to the lads on the podcast, I was like, what mistakes has Ten Hag made as manager? I remember having this conversation early on, and we were like, can't really think of anything. Couldn't really think of any. And there's plenty now. And in that City game, just in isolation, tactically Has there been any answer to this? I have no idea why Evan started over Varane for tactical reasons. Has Ten Hag explained that in any more detail? I still haven't really thought about it. I'm presuming the only thing I can think of is the fact that Evans is naturally more suited to playing on the left-hand side of a defence. It might be that. Oh, that's the only thing I can think of. And then he started McTominay, and you know what I think about that. I understood it in the first half, I'll be honest, because in that first half, the first half kind of went how I think we all feared it would go, and it kind of went to script. City are a significantly better team than us. We're probably going to have chances in the first 10 minutes. We did. We didn't take them. Same old problem. And then it reverted to style. And it was that penalty. It's the only reason we conceded. Well, apart from a ridiculous Onana save. Ah, man. Oh, look at that as well. Jack and Anuj, man, thank you so much, man. Both of you gifting 5 memberships each. I keep saying this so many times. I want to make so much more of the Discord community. Truth be told, I'm so busy doing content. I can't tell you how busy I am. I'm trying to do like more in-depth, long-form, story-driven videos rather than just the news. It takes a lot of time and a lot of research. So I can't put as much effort and time into Discord and managing it. Does anybody who really wants to help me do that from the community, please come forward. I want to make more of that Discord. But look, Anuj and Jack, both of you, thank you so much. And that's what that community is about. It's genuinely a community. I'm going to go down and read a few of your comments, right? I feel like I'm ranting this morning. Raymond, you just joined Discord. What a ledge. Brian, if we took 2 of our huge chances, the game would be different. That's United for the last, I don't know how long now. You can't expect a 100% conversion rate from shots. That is wildly unrealistic. Probably 1 in 2. I think a 50% conversion would be, that still probably would be very good. But man, that McTominay one where he should have just slid it through to Hoyland. Oh, I can't believe he didn't do that. Let me go down here and see what you're saying. Oh, Calvin, I'm sorry, man. I can just see you gifted. Man, look, this community is the one. I think all of you genuinely want what is best for United. Now, some of you might genuinely think that Erik Ten Hag isn't what is best for United. I would disagree with you there. I think we've got a man there that if, and this is the big if, and this is the problem. Welcome to Manchester United. If we can just have Erik Ten Hag, coach Erik Ten Hag, manager Erik Ten Hag, and nothing else, man, I think we've got the right man. It's just whether or not he can get to that point, and that's what this is. These next couple of months are not really about building and progressing a style of football and all of a sudden flowing performances. I'm being realistic here. We know what it was. We saw it last season. Go rewatch January and February from last season when we beat Liverpool. No, we didn't beat them in January. We beat them much earlier than that. When we beat City, we beat Barcelona home and away. Not home and away, but over 2 legs. You get the point. We know what Ten Hag is getting towards. We wanted to see a step up from it, but we've just gonna have to. You've got to find a way. What do you think? Okay, I'm curious here. I'm going to leave this open to the community. What do you think Ten Hag can change or tweak that might garner better results and better performances? What do you think is kind of going wrong in the team that he has solutions for? Because I don't really think we've got solutions for it. Well, we don't. We've got Hoyland up front. You could possibly say Martial coming in, and he's actually in my starting 11 for the game tonight. Let's see what goes on there. But what would you think? I'm curious to see what you're saying down there in the comments, and I'll head down there. There's a couple of super chats. And man, I just hope this Ratcliffe takeover is not what I wanted, not what anybody wanted. But is it better than the 100% control of the Glazers? Yes, it is. Could it be when we finally do start bringing in a modern structure to our club? Yes, then hell yeah, bring it in. ASAP Rocky, please. Jack, you're saying, I think there's a huge media frenzy bias against United. The players and the players and the club. You never hear about this stuff about. But the players should know that. It's part of the pressure of being a Manchester United player. Like, the scrutiny, it's unfair compared to other people, but you're a United player. You should expect it. When you're part of one of the 3 biggest clubs in the world, this is the scrutiny that comes on you, all right? If you can't handle that heat, and not many can, then you need to leave. Wow, it's hard being a United player. Right, let me see what you're saying down here in the comments. I'll be interested to see what you're saying here. Rotations of players and making subs earlier in games, says Tyler. A better link between midfield and offence. Rashford out of the team. Drop those players who don't run enough. Bench underperforming players. Players out of position. Young, fit, wide players. Play them. Do we have any? I mean, Ahmad's just coming back. He's not really a wide player. If you looked at how he played for Sunderland, he actually dropped in to be more of a number 10. Get Garnacho, Pellistri, yeah, I forgot about him. Pellistri, Hannibal, and others into the team. That's a massive default for a lot of United fans, isn't it? Is when shit is hitting the fan, just go to the kids, play the kids. They'll help us. And while part of me agrees with that, the other part of me thinks, like right now, okay, Kobbie Mainoo. I'm so excited about him coming back into this team. And then I'm thinking and realizing that I know what will happen. I don't think it will because I think he's good enough. But if Kobbie Mainoo came in, put in a couple of under par performances, there will be people ready to boot him to the sideline within a couple of games. Well, he's not good enough, is he? Probably should send him out on loan. Yeah, he's not good enough. It's not the environment to bring through first team. Sorry, bring through young players into the first team. Aiden, there's nothing to lose with playing the kids. They sink or swim. There's nothing to lose with playing the kids apart from absolutely obliterating their career. This is Manchester United, man. This is Manchester United. Is there a club with more scrutiny than us? I don't know. To be fair, we deserve more scrutiny than most clubs. I'll run through my starting 11 in a second. There's a couple more super chats. I want to run through these, and then we can have a conversation. Oh, look at that, Chris. Let's see if we can make it 7,000. 7,000. That's what I mean. This community is awesome. It genuinely is a home for all of you. That's why I built it. It's completely free to everybody, and a place where I would like to think that like-minded United fans can go and have a conversation around United. That's what I think. So, Gus, right? Another chat comment down there. Sam, can I ask you something? If we consider that this season is gone, we can't win any trophy. Why don't we give minutes to our youth players that we can keep and groom? Don't know the word groom. First of all, second of all, that will be happening. But Ten Hag has made it clear, and he's right. He will only be bringing through first team players who are ready to play for the first team. He won't be doing a Louis van Gaal. Tyler Blackett, in you come. Paddy McNair, go on then. Cameron Borthwick Jackson, come on. What's that? Donald Love, yep. Over you come, mate. He must have had like 10, 15 debuts to kids in that season. And none of them stuck. I would much rather, it's exactly why Zidane Iqbal and Charlie Savage were sold, because out of all of those players there, Kobbie Mainoo is the one. Kobbie Mainoo is the one that comes through. And he wasn't even the one that was in that first preseason. Ten Hag is choosy, and I think that's a good thing. Wow. Right. Let me see what you're saying down here. I'm going to keep reading a few of your comments out. Make sure I didn't miss any. I did miss super chat. Tom, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, dude. What are you saying? Everyone predicted us losing to City. How is it a disgrace if it happens? We are well. Look, dude. Right, that second half was a disgrace. Like, let's not pretend. Let's not pretend otherwise. All right, it was an utter humiliation, and Ten Hag unfortunately made some serious errors that massively contributed to that second half being a disgrace. The first half, yeah, City were better than us, but we were only 1-0 down because of a penalty, and we had chances. Defensively, we were quite disciplined. City didn't have too many clear-cut chances, although they had the majority of the ball, which you expect from a City team. It's what they do to everyone, let alone a United team, which is as crap as us. But then Ten Hag took off Amrabat, and everything changed. Mason Mount brought him on to be more offensive, and all of a sudden there was a gaping hole in midfield. There were gaping holes everywhere because that's what City do. They stretch the team, they stretch the game. But Ten Hag made huge errors, and that's why that second half was a disgrace. It was. And Ten Hag will probably learn from that. Stephen, do you think Dan Gore will get minutes this season? Mate, I really like Dan Gore. I really, really do. I don't know whether he's going to get... Will he get minutes this season? I mean, he might do. But we've got Kobbie Mainoo coming through. Hannibal, who deserves minutes. Hannibal, who, in my opinion, should be in the team there tonight. Oh, man, look at that. Everyone said that. Jibak and Fizz, both of you as well. That's like 30 of you who can all now join. I'll go for a little quiet one there. Got the anger out of me. 30 of you who can join the members only Discord. If you join Discord and link your YouTube, automatically you get added to the member zone. It's awesome. Sam, is Mainoo available already? No, Kobbie Mainoo is not available, and let me tell you exactly why. All right, I should have probably had a photo up of him here, but I didn't. That's being prepared. Let me get this up. Kobbie Mainoo is not available today, unfortunately. I mean, I imagine he'll probably be in the team to face Fulham at the weekend. I hope so. Anyway, let me get this photo up because Kobbie Mainoo is not available because this is why you prepare things off screen. He played last night for the under-21s. He started, he completed 90 minutes, and he got 2 assists. Kobbie Mainoo looked really sharp, man. Kobbie Mainoo looked really, really comfortable. And I think anybody who's watched Kobbie Mainoo throughout the FA Youth Cup campaign, the team that had Joe Hugel in, the team that had Alejandro Garnacho in, and you watch Kobbie Mainoo, he's someone he's just very, very comfortable. There's certain players. Pogba was one that will always stand out to me. When you watch Pogba at that level, it was like a man against boys. It really was. And Kobbie Mainoo is just somebody who is so consciously aware. You know, some like midfielders that you watch just do that. Their head's like constantly on a sixpence. Sixpence? Doesn't make any sense. Their head is constantly moving, turning. That's the sort of player that Mainoo is. And I think he'll probably feature against Fulham. Remember, he was on the bench against City, wasn't used in the game. And that would have been a really unfair. Could you imagine that? I was sitting there watching the last 15, 20 minutes against City going, please don't bring Kobbie Mainoo on into this situation. Like, imagine that we've been waiting all season long to see Kobbie back, and he gets brought on when we're getting hammered 3-0 at home against City, and he's just chasing shadows. Well, but I'm glad he didn't. I'm really glad Ten Hag didn't. But he played 90 minutes last night. He won't feature, therefore, tonight. But I don't think he was ever going to, and that's why he got that opportunity there. But let's speak about this game tonight. That really kind of was a rant, wasn't it, from me? I'm tired, Robbie. I'm tired. And it's just, it frustrates me to know that there are going to be so many United fans that just lap this up. They're just going to lap it up. And I'm thinking, like, are you really that? Okay. Rant over. Oh, man. Wow. What a community today, man. Look at that. JVD, Tony, and Johan. Man, that sounds like sounds like an ABBA tribute band. 15 memberships between you, man. You legends. Enter. Okay then, Sam. Why are you making a video about this? Because, dudes, you got to call this crap out. I have a platform here. People are mad. People are absolutely crazy. Someone called me a vulture yesterday, a media vulture. And then was it last week where somebody said, I've got toxic positivity, which I didn't know that was a saying. I'm sure that's sort of been, where did that get born from? that's absolutely mad. Someone sent the super chat. Oh, JVD do, man. Thank you, man. Jesus. You're saying not only for your perspective about Ten Hag, but for the community. Lately, I'm going through some situations privately. This community and channel helps me to escape a bit. Dude, thank you for that. And That's what a community is. A community is supposed to be a comfortable place where you can come and there's familiarity and you can have a conversation. Good. I'm so glad you feel like that, mate. Legend. Can we speak about Newcastle now? Right. I've got my rant out of the way. Hate that word. I hate the word rant. I hate the word banter. I think banter has to be the single worst word ever. But yeah, yeah, toxic positivity. There you go. It is an oxymoron. Great use of oxymoron there. Let's speak about the game tonight. All right. What are you expecting? United are going to make changes, and so are Newcastle. But Newcastle made 10 changes against City in the last round, and they beat them. So, what are you expecting tonight? What team are you expecting? I'm going to run through my start 11 in a minute. I'm going to run through Ten Hag's quotes. I like that, Jack. I like that, Jack. Right. This is what Erik Ten Hag has said ahead of the game. This is from his program notes. So nobody at this club enjoys defeat, particularly in a Manchester derby like last Sunday. Everything we have achieved together so far has been built on looking forward, which means we have to move on quickly from what happens, whether it's positive or negative. We never spent too long enjoying our victories, and we won't spend too much time thinking about our losses. I continue to believe in these players, and I'm confident we will improve after a difficult start to the season. On Sunday in the first half, we showed good defensive discipline and we created opportunities, but we were unable to capitalize on those chances at decisive times in the game. Important moments went against us, and we were once again reminded that any mistake is punished at the highest level. There's only so much you can possibly listen to anything that comes out of United Review, which is the club's program, because that's propaganda. It's coming from the manager, written for the club. Do I believe in these players right now? I mean, in that first season, there were so many examples of, in my opinion, players that improved under Erik Ten Hag, like Luke Shaw and the way he went forward, Delo in the first half of the season, then Wan-Bissaka in the second half of the season, Rashford, of course, scoring 30 goals, and then Casemiro coming in, and then you're looking at what we've seen this season from these players so far, and you're looking like genuinely what's happened to Rashford. I've got no idea. I know that Luke Shaw being on the left, not being on the left flank, and Man United not having that width is hurting him. Yeah, sure, to a certain degree, because we were playing inverted fullbacks last season. Marcus Rashford is just, his head's gone. Like Ten Hag, just like anybody does in anything in life, like sometimes you can default to what you feel that you can trust. And if there's three players that Ten Hag could trust last year, it was Marcus Rashford, it was Bruno Fernandes, and it was Casemiro. And all three of them disappeared out of the team. Luke Shaw, injured. Martinez, injured. Gone. So like you're looking at this is what I mean when I think that I kind of got my concept of Ten Hag's philosophy wrong. It really is heavily dependent on, which I kind of knew anyway. And this is definitely, I'm going to be doing some deeper research into this. Number one, if anybody's got any suggestions here, slide into my DMs. I want to speak to a journalist who obviously watched Ten Hag and his time at Ajax. I want to speak to him about the tactics that Ten Hag used and whether or not he feels it was more to do with the philosophy or more to do with Ten Hag adapting to the players that he has. And that's why Ten Hag came along and said, I want to make United the best transition team in the world, because he felt like that was going to get the most out of what we've got. Whereas the issue that United have is that the technical flaw, right? That's what I'm going to call it. In terms of the players' ability, qualities on the ball, their technical qualities, that flaw is so low at United that when you take one or two key pieces out, everything just drops off. And that's the importance of a squad. These problems that we've got right now, They wouldn't exist in 2 years' time if Ten Hag was still the manager. They just wouldn't. They wouldn't exist because the quality of the squad the whole way through would be so much more profiled correctly for Ten Hag. Now, you might say, "Oh, yeah, blah blah blah." It's just completely true. It's just completely true. You cannot build a squad of 25 players into. I'm not saying that more money is the answer. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that there should. I think Ten Hag has misprofiled players. It's almost like Ten Hag is a manager and he shouldn't be in control of transfers. He shouldn't be. And there is evidence of that happening at Ajax as well. And again, I can show you all this. Hoi. Raymond saying, what did he buy Mason Mount for? We know why he bought Mason Mount. Well, I think we knew why. He wanted to switch to 2 aggressive number 8s, 1 holding midfielder. He thought that was a system and solution that you could get the most out of this team in. And it's just, that was wrong. That was wrong. Right. This is my prediction. That's not it. This is my prediction for the game tonight in terms of my starting 11. Okay. I'm keeping Onana in goal because if you're looking at form players in this team, he might be the only one. I don't think he drops Onana, not when he knows the result is necessary tonight. I've gone for a back 4 of Reguilon, Maguire, Varane, and Delo, and it's just like it's just the whole defense is makeshift no matter where you look at it. But can we just please get a fit left back, please? And you'll see that I've made a lot of changes for the rest of the team. Casemiro, Hannibal, and Mount I've gone for as a midfield 3. And I've gone for Garnacho, Martial, and Anthony. So, of course, that means dropping Bruno Fernandes, and that means dropping Marcus Rashford, which I do think is absolutely necessary. Jibat, you sent a super chat saying, look, we've gone back to depending on individuals again. Last year, there was a system. Players have roles. I don't see that. You also don't see those individuals, dude. You don't see that team that we had last season at all because it's just not there. Last season was all about Casemiro and Eriksen and Bruno as the midfield 3. Bruno's been playing there, yeah, sure, but Casemiro's not been there whatsoever. You have Marcus Rashford dominating it down the left. He's disappeared. You have Luke Shaw dominating it down left. You don't have either of them. We've got a better centre forward, but he's not scored in the Premier League, so he's still finding his feet, which is what you could expect from a 20-year-old player coming into the Premier League. And Anthony, his final product last season was frustratingly poor, but he positively impacted more games than I think he got credit for. Whereas this season, Anthony's just a bloody waste of space. Now, I'm making changes here. You can let me know what you think in the comments, right? That midfield's a lot of changes. If I'm looking here at players that I think we need to find their feet, man. Please. Casemiro, can you brush the dust off and find some sort of quality? Please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you here. Casemiro was just Mr. Dependable last year, really. And I think Ten Hag... See, this is the thing, right? Ten Hag last season would probably have just put out the same 11. And I tell you what, he might do that. Chris, you're saying I wouldn't play Casemiro as a lone CDM. Look, I would in this environment because I want Casemiro. I said this in my starting 11. I want Casemiro to not move from this. That's your area of the pitch, dude. Do not move. He's got to have the positional discipline to do that. And I tell you what, it's either he doesn't have the discipline to do it, or the coaching staff are not telling him to stay there. Whatever it is, Casemiro, stay there. Everyone down there know where he'll drop Bruno. He's already done it this season. I can't remember what game it was, but Erik Ten Hag has already dropped Bruno, and it was the first time I think I've ever seen Bruno when he's been fit and available on being on the bench. And I think we won that game. Can't remember what game it was, but it's definitely happened this season. And then playing Hannibal and Mount, Casemiro doesn't have to be the runner. He's got 2. They are going to run relentlessly. Hannibal and Mount would be the perfect two midfielders to play with Casemiro in terms of a balance, right? Crystal Palace in the cup match. Thank you very much. I think Bruno Fernandes gets a rest tonight. If we need to, then we've got Højlund to come on. We've got Bruno to come on. We've got Rashford to come on. We've got Amrabat to come on. We've got Eriksen to come on. That's why you would never really have seen Kobbie Mainoo there tonight, because they made lots of changes there, and you still got all of those on the bench. Newcastle are going to make tons of change. Alexander Isak's injured. Botman's injured. They've got 5 or 6 players that are injured. And they've got Arsenal at the weekend. And they've got Dortmund in midweek. They're playing 3 games a week. Oh, it's not easy playing 3 games a week, is it? Spurs are flying right now. If they were playing 3 games a week, I guarantee you it would be different. But sometimes you can take advantage of the fact that you don't have European distractions. And I tell you what, Postecoglou is absolutely doing that with Spurs. All credit to him. It really annoys me that people just look at Spurs and go, oh, but that's going on at Spurs. Why is it not happening at United? Are you really going to compare Tottenham Hotspur to Manchester United? Okay. You do that. All right. You do that. So let me go down there. Let me see what you think about the team. What do you think about that? What do you think we should be changing? What I think I should be changing? How about 3-3-2? We're not going to be switching to 3 at back, I don't think. Let me see what you're saying down there. Mount on the right could also work. It could work with Mason Mount on the right. You could get Mount on the right-hand side, and then you could get Bruno in the middle. You could get Casemiro, Hannibal, and Bruno with Mount on the right, which I genuinely think should be happening at some point this season. Anthony is just not effective on that right-hand side, and for the love of God, stop playing Bruno there. Stop it. Ten Hag he's making Bruno look bad. Because Bruno, right? Bruno will never say, no, I need to be rested. Bruno will never say, no, I can't play there, boss. He will do whatever the manager wants, which is why he's been made captain and why managers like him. However, dude can't play on the right-hand side. He just drifts it. Do you see what City did? City just kind of dragged Bruno Fernandes inwards, had Gvardiol go on the outside with Bernardo Silva up there. Little dink over the top of Bruno because he's left that right wing. All of a sudden, Delo's gone a 2-on-1 and we're screwed. Bruno Fernandes isn't a right winger. I just stop doing it. Mate, he's the best creator in this team. Just let him play in the middle. Mason Mount has played on the right-hand side for plenty of times. If you're going to play either of them on the right, please play Mason Mount on the right, not Bruno. Because then Mason Mount can be that aggressive sort of winger style where he is hounding down, where he's doubling up, where he's going on the overlap. And he can create from that position. Really, really does annoy me seeing Bruno out on the right-hand side. Oh, man. Right, mate. Rakesh and Gangsha, I swear you've gifted 5 memberships already. Man, this thing's getting a right spanking. This thing is basically, I'm going to call it Manchester United, this gong now. Because it loves getting a spanking. That was a bad joke. I shouldn't have said that. It's a good joke, actually. Try not to joke about things. I might cry. What's your prediction for tonight, then? You let me know in the comments. What's your prediction? My prediction was... this was the king of optimism. I'm absolutely prepared to be completely wrong about this. I was like, I'm just going for an optimistic 2-0 win. Right? That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping United can get a goal in the first half an hour. I'll tell you what, man, there are going to be, if I'm correct, there's going to be 8,000 Geordies there tonight. It's going to be a proper cup atmosphere. There's cups bring different atmospheres. When it's knockout football, it's a different atmosphere. When you have 8,000 Geordies, it's a different atmosphere. John Hammond, 3-0 loss. Boy. Wow. 2-0 Newcastle. United winning 3-2. Peter 2-0. DP, I'm not thinking about tonight. Yeah, that's your choice. It's Kelly 2-0 defeat, 2-1 loss, 2-1 to Diego. You're saying it's a turning point. You remember what happened a few weeks ago? What did Erik Ten Hag say? After McTominay scored against Brentford? This has to be the turning point. Spoiler alert. It wasn't. It wasn't. I'm just... Hey, look. truth be told, I'm not massively optimistic about tonight. Truth be told, I don't think Newcastle will be either. They've got some serious injury problems. Their form may have been good, but then they've lost against Dortmund and they drew against Wolves. The games are starting to pile up on them. Tonali's now banned for 10 months. Their injuries are piling up. They're going to be looking at this game going, we've got to try and get through this. We've got Arsenal on Saturday. Let's hope that United can use the home advantage. I'm just glad it's not at St James's Park. If this was at St James's Park, we definitely wouldn't win that game. I want to see this team, right? I want to see some changes. I would like to see Casemiro start. We need him. We need Casemiro, man. I put him down. I did my my tier list yesterday. It's mad that how something I've realized is that yesterday that the demographic of the United People's TV audience is far older than I thought it was. And that's a good thing, in my opinion. But then when he put out something like a tier list, because nobody wants to watch that because it's an older audience, I didn't realize that. Anyway, I did my tier list and I put Casemiro down as a B, and I put Amrabat down as an A signing. And I'm not saying that for right now. I'm saying in the goodness of time with Amrabat this season, I think he'll grow into becoming an A signing. And I hope I'm proven correct on that. With Casemiro, and again, this is my opinion, right? Man United should have had a better direct Frenkie de Jong alternative than 70 million Casemiro. And that's why I put him down as a B signing. I've been getting pelters for it. No doubt I'll get some more. But hey, football opinions. That's what it's all about. Chris, it's going to be another hard watch. I would expect that as well, right? I really, really would. But you know what? You know what changes everything? And Jake, big up to you, by the way, for changing how I look about football. Man, it's so annoying. Jake from the podcast. Love him. Great guy. Stuck in my head. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Every single time I watch United play now, and we don't score in the first 20 minutes, I'm like, If we score in the first 20 minutes, we can control a game of football. Please, United, get that goal. Because we do have early chances. We didn't take them against City. Take one against Newcastle. Right. That's it for today. Yeah, as I said, I know that was a bit ranty, but I'm pig sick of it. Like, United fans, just be more street smart. How are you not street smart at this point? It's been 10 years of it. Oh, players are unhappy with the manager. Yeah. You could have said that exact same story for any point in the last 9 years. Anyway, I'll see you after the game. Maybe I'll see you at lunchtime today. I'm not sure. I might do a lunchtime video. Yeah.